Live from Arkansas's breaking news leader, Fox 16 News at 9 starts now.
One man is dead and one is in custody after a shooting in Little Rock early this morning. Good evening and thanks for joining us for Fox 16 News at 9. I'm Troy Lynch. Joey Doss turned himself into Little Rock police this afternoon in connection to this homicide. He now faces a first-degree murder charge. Police say the shooting happened at an apartment complex near Cantrell in Mississippi. 34-year-old has been identified as the victim, Donnie Ross, and a double homicide case is under investigation in Marshall. Police are investigating the deaths of John Tibbs and James Belt. Authorities found their bodies Saturday afternoon in Tibbs' home. It is still unclear what caused their deaths, and we're going to continue to update you on air and online as more information becomes available. For new Arkansas election laws, they are now in effect after a Supreme Court decision. Our Andrew Epperson is live here in studio. And Andrew, what exactly does this mean for voters?
Yeah, Troy, there will be some new
potential for severe weather coming up in a little bit.
Alex, thanks so much. A convoy of semis, cars, RVs, and other vehicles passed through central Arkansas on the way from Washington, D.C. to California today. Dozens of members of the convoy spent the night camped near Interstate 40 in North Little Rock. The People's Convoy had been in the nation's capital, expressing opposition to the federal emergency declaration for the COVID-19 pandemic.
If the government right now wants to barrel through our front doors with a battering ram, which they've done, and enter our homes, take anything they want, they could, and we have no recourse because we have no constitutional rights at the moment because of the emergency declaration. And that's the stated goal of this movement, is to have the federal emergency declaration rescinded.
Today, the convoy is traveling to Dallas before proceeding to Sacramento, where they plan to oppose proposals on the state level as well. Prices at the pump, they are getting lower, which is good news. According to the latest data from AAA, the average price for a gallon dropped to $4.19 today, a 1-cent decline from Saturday's average. And here in the natural state, the average price sits at $3.77. This is a 5-cent decrease from last week's average. The highest average in the state is Lafayette at $4, and the lowest in Greene County is at $3.57. Lots of cleanup happening this weekend around Springdale. Leaders say they are working to help those impacted by the tornado, and neighbors are making sure that happens. Alex Engel reports.
Lost everything.
That was Alex Engel reporting. Senator Bozeman says he is working on getting the federal aid to Springdale, while locally, Mayor Doug Sprouse is working with county and Arkansas leaders to get aid from the state. People in Ukraine waking up to black smoke after more shelling was dropped by Russian troops. More details on the Russia-Ukraine war, that is coming up.
But Troy, remember, biggest concern for severe weather with this event Monday night and into Tuesday.
Right, okay. And I'm still kind of baffled the fact that we might even see frost 7 days from now.
Yeah, I teased it. It's 7 days from now in the morning. We definitely could see frost. I had frost at my place Friday morning.
And this weekend was perfect.
And then Saturday and Sunday were perfect. Yeah, it's just, hopefully, this is the last one. I have plants. I've been moving them in and out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's the last time I have to move them back in.
That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Well, Alex, thanks so much.
Yep.
Hey, we have much more news coming up right after the break, so keep it here.
You're watching Fox 16 News at 9. Covering Sherwood, Maumelle, Little Rock, and all of Central Arkansas.
Russian forces continue to attack Ukraine. Odessa residents woke up this morning to the sounds of explosions as missiles hit an oil processing plant and the fuel depot in the area. This caused a massive fire to break out and sent billowing clouds of smoke into the sky. No deaths were reported from the explosion. The city of Odessa is not only where Ukraine's largest port is located, but also where its Navy headquarters is. As European countries roll out the welcome mat for Ukrainians who've been able to leave their homeland, many civilians remain trapped in Mariupol. Fox News correspondent Jeff Paul says that Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has renewed his plea for powerful weapons as his country battles with Russia.
Fox News.
Jeff, thanks so much. Stars of Broadway gathered in Times Square today to show their support to Ukraine. Members of the Broadway community didn't let a little rain dampen their spirits or quiet their voices. Dozens of stars from the stage gathered to perform the song from Les Miserables called Do You Hear the People Sing? It's one of the most famous songs from the show, representing a call for the people to overcome adversity. Several of the digital billboards in Times Square even switched to the colors of the Ukrainian flag for the event. Their performance even featured a verse translated into Ukrainian. And Russia's war against Ukraine has put the U.S. squarely in the middle of a potential showdown in outer space. The head of Russia's space program is threatening to pause its partnership with American astronauts aboard the International Space Station until sanctions against Russia are lifted. Ann Thompson has the story. At least 6 people are dead and many others injured after a mass shooting in Sacramento, California. We're going to hear from the family of the victims coming up next. Police continue to gather information in their search for at least one gunman in the mass shooting early Sunday in Sacramento. The shooting resulted in 6 deaths and 12 injured people. Families and friends of the victims gathered near the crime scene, waiting for answers and updates on their loved ones, some of them waiting outside since 2 a.m. Pamela Harris, a mother of one of the victims, spoke out about her son and gun violence.
My son has a wife, he has children, all that. And all that's gone because somebody wanted to pull out a gun and just spray everybody up that's coming out the club. That is not right.
Public officials in Sacramento held a press conference regarding the mass shooting. Mayor Darrell Steinberg called the shooting unacceptable and said the city has a broken heart. One person is dead and several others injured following a shooting at a Dallas concert venue Saturday night. Police responded to the scene just after 11:30 p.m. where they learned multiple victims were shot while attending the concert. Today, officers confirmed 10 people were shot and taken to the hospital. 3 of the individuals were minors. They said one person had been pronounced dead and an investigation is still ongoing. And hundreds of Southwest Airlines flights were delayed or canceled Saturday. The airline says more than 1,600 flights have been affected nationwide due to system-wide technology issues, including 300 cancellations. Southwest apologized to their customers by stating, quote, "We'll continue to update customers whose journey might be delayed as a result of the now resolved issues," end quote. With the problems now resolved, Southwest is hoping to get back to status quo. And Ford is recalling thousands of its trucks over potential brake issues. The issues are found with the integrated trailer braking systems due to a software issue causing the system to not apply a trailer's brakes. The callback affects 2021 and 2022 models of the Expedition, Lincoln Navigator, and Ford Maverick, and the software fix can be done by local dealers, and the automaker will notify owners of affected models by mail. And a foreign maker of electric vehicles will build cars in the U.S. VinFast, a Vietnamese automaker, will build a manufacturing plant in North Carolina, and the plant will help give a presence of its electric vehicles in the U.S. and will provide about 7,500 jobs. And production is expected to start in 2024. Amazon warehouse workers in Staten Island, New York are celebrating their successful vote to unionize. They'll become the first union in the history of the company, which has been accused of trying to discourage its workers from unionizing. Fox News correspondent Lauren Green explains why this vote is historic.
Fox News.
Uber could continue increasing its surcharges on customers to keep drivers from leaving. Operators say the current fees aren't enough, and many are ready to quit during the inflationary period. Uber recently began a 45 to 55 cent per trip surcharge on rides to combat high gas prices. The company says it will continue to monitor gas prices and customer and drivers' feedback for further actions. A battery drain problem on some Apple products will soon be a thing in the past. The most recent iOS update promises to fix the battery draining bug. This has affected several users, and after they updated to the operative system. Apple's Twitter support noted that some battery drain was normal 48 hours after the installation. The upgrade also fixes some accessibility issues and adds new security features. And what's that snake, and can it hurt me? That's a question we often ask ourselves when we see limbless reptiles on social media posts. Dave McDaniel introduces us to a local businesswoman who helped develop an app to identify whether specific snakes are dangerous or not. It could be scary for some, but exciting for others. Prom season is approaching, and a Massachusetts teen is giving the gift of confidence to some of her classmates. Sam Reed has more.
Give them that confidence that they need.
Oh, what a fantastic idea. I hope they have a great time at prom. All right, an Arkansas brewery is raising money for autism with a special beer. Natural State Beer Company in Rogers premiered the lager on Saturday, and proceeds from the Saturday sales of the beer, they're going to go towards a local organization, Autism Involves Me. The nonprofit supports people with autism in Northwest Arkansas. Co-owner of Natural State Beer Company, Dan Klaus, says the beer will help support Smith and others with autism.
Our brewers is on the spectrum, and he's done a fantastic job for us. We won a gold medal as a result of some of his work, and we just want to give back to the community and help support families like his.
Smith also says he's grateful to see the community's support of those on the spectrum. And a few weeks ago, we told you about Berkeley Turner, also known as Supergirl, a 9-year-old girl who's a golf prodigy from Cabot. Today, she competed in the drive, chip, and putt national championship in Augusta, Georgia. In the driving portion, she placed 6th, chipping 2nd, putting 1st, placing her 2nd overall for girls ages 7 through 9. She said she could have done better at the driving part, did better at the chipping, but for the putting,
I did good. Now she is 2nd instead of 6th. So we're just like, you got on up there, girl. And she, you know, knowing Berkeley and her typical mindset, she goes, it's okay. I'm going to win next year first place. So
right after your interview, her putter broke.
Yeah.
So we in a mad had to go find another new one. So she was putting with a new putter, and we only had like less than a week or whatever to practice with it. So pretty remarkable, I think.
I think so too. I mean, every time she faces adversity, she finds a way to overcome it. And Nick, just to kind of put into perspective how tough it is to compete in this, so there are 10 kids in each age group, but there are 32,000 kids all throughout the country that try out for that competition.
Oh my gosh. She is a superstar.
She's the future of golf, and I'm convinced by it.
Yeah, Berkeley, listen, I could practice golf the rest of my life. I still might not be as good as you, not gonna lie.
I told her when she comes back, I hope to play golf with her. We're gonna try to put that on the news, but I'm embracing the embarrassment already, because it's not gonna be pretty.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm very proud of this team.
Now, Troy, anytime you lose a player that's considered the best team, the best player on the team, that's going to hurt. But with this incoming recruiting class, that can help put the program in the right hands. But what do you make of this loss for the team?
Yeah, you know, I'm happy for J.D. Note. I mean, he's a fantastic player. I think Coach Musselman, he said that he's never seen anybody grow more than J.D. Note his time as a college coach. So it's super exciting, but I mean, when you got the #2 recruiting class in the country, you know, you're always going to have those losses, especially in college, but I think Hog fans can be pretty confident moving forward.
No doubt. You know, Eric Musselman is also lacks commitment and much more for the McDonald's All-American game.
I think we have a similar connection, right? We don't have to say anything, but we just know. You know what I'm thinking right now?
Yeah, I mean, our chemistry is pretty solid. I don't have...
What am I thinking right now?
Let's go to break.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be right back after the break. All right, guys, time to loosen the belt loops. The Girl Scouts are announcing a release of a new product, and it's a new take on an old classic, introducing Thin Mint pretzels covered in chocolate. Yeah, with a minty flavor. The pretzels are double dipped in a mint coating and dark chocolate. Not a huge fan of dark chocolate, but I'm still a fan. And if you find yourself craving these, head on over to Amazon, where they are currently on sale. What do you guys, yay or nay?
You don't like dark chocolate?
I mean, I'm not a huge fan. I'd rather go milk
all
chocolate.
Shades of chocolate.
First and foremost, Thin Mints are the best Girl Scout cookies. And so, you know, pretzel form, I mean, I'll take it.
Gosh, the pretzel M&Ms are my favorite kind of M&Ms. I love them so much.
Yeah, so it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm going to go buy some on Amazon right now. Thanks for joining us in Fox 16 News at 9. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining us.